Good morning, and thank you for joining us for the VocTech Challenge Skills for an Economy in Transition white paper launch. I am delighted to be here with Stephen Evans launching this piece of work. It's really, really exciting time for us.
Yeah, and I think the background to this is that our economy and society are changing really rapidly. We've got lots of technological advances, we've got demographic shifts as well. And all of that is making lifelong learning more and more important. There are so many benefits to lifelong learning, whether it's getting a job or changing a job or changing career as well, but also improving your health and well-being, being engaged and involved in society, and much more besides that. And yet participation in learning amongst adults is really unequal, and we've got some groups and some areas that too often miss out. And that's what we've come together with many partners as well to try and help to change.
Absolutely. The green paper process, the consultation, the evidence, the research gathering, the research and evidence gathering was a hugely invigorating piece of work, and it felt really, really bold in terms of thinking about the evidence we saw, the engagement we had from people. And we wanted to make sure that the white paper and the commitments that we lined up against that were bold in themselves. And so to reflect that, we are committing a £3 million programme of work. And within that programme of work, there will be 6 commitments. Firstly, the VocTech Future of Skills Award, and then a series of place-based projects across the 4 nations of the UK, an open grant fund driving development of digital tools, direct investment for vocational technology, an evaluation programme, of course, to explore and demonstrate impact, and then wrapped around that a campaign of advocacy.
Yeah, and if I say a little bit about those place-based projects, because I think where we were coming from there was lots of feedback and lots of our own research and others' research that shows there's lots of different influences on whether adults do or don't take part in learning. And often they come together or don't come together in a particular place, a particular location. And we also know there's loads of great work going on across the UK already to try and get adults involved in learning and find different ways of delivering learning too. So what we want to do is work with a number of areas across the UK to understand a bit more about how all of those factors come together, think about what we can change, and then, as you were saying, really work through, well, what has made a difference, evaluate that activity, and use that to then catalyse some change at a national level as well.
Yes, and I think a big thing for us from the green paper was the urgency of the conversation. So as well as the programmes of activity we want to do in terms of the place-based action, we decided to launch the VocTech Future of Skills Award so that we could maintain that momentum, we could keep those conversations going, and we could really work with our partners, our community, the people out there with the big ideas to explore what could be done to support adult vocational learning. How could we change things? What could technology do to make a really interesting difference? And because we really want that to keep the conversation going, we'll be looking to launch that in July. We will be launching that in July. So we're really excited about the kind of the immediacy of that piece.
And people want to know, when is all of the rest of this going to be happening as well? So we're going to be celebrating the winners of those awards in the week of VocTech in November. The VocTech Challenge Grant Fund will open for applications in June 2024. And preceding that, we're going to be working with those areas, with those place-based projects that we talked about. We've already started thinking about where those areas could be, who could be the partners to work with, but we're also interested in your ideas, your thoughts. What's a really interesting thing that's going on? Where is there a place that's got a real appetite to transform participation in learning? We're interested in your views on this.
Absolutely. So our ask to you is get involved with the programme and help get adults learning. So there are lots of ways you can keep engaged. You can sign up to our newsletters for ongoing announcements and more information on ways to get involved. If you're watching this launch on the UFI website, then there'll be a form at the bottom of the page, or you can drop us an email. But our prime message is get involved. Let us know what you think. Let us know how you may want to get involved with the work we're doing. We are really excited about the fact that we think we can make a big positive impact. So let's get adults learning together.